Young Turks is stupid, and this is why. So this has to do with the movie's Cutie. Guess what? Again, another Cuties one, except I'm going after the Young Turks. Yeah, exactly, I know, shocking. But, it kind of seems like if Republicans were anti 9/11, it feels like the Young Turks would be pro 9/11, saying it should happen again. It kind of feels like it at this point. So the Young Turks is apparently in favor of the movie Cuties, which I did watch, and now I want to go bleach myself. But, um, seriously, the Young Turk says, "Oh, it's a misunderstood movie, and it's anti-child sexualization." But I'll get into that later. So it starts by saying conservatives are pushing a false narrative that actually denounces the hypersexualization, as she is right next to someone, right next to people, wearing very, very tight clothing, and with a photo pointed and on the side with a photo pointed down, like specifically down at a certain area. So after that, she says the reason why they're intentionally spreading information, and on the left, they guess what they show, a girl basically take their entire legs except for um okay, how strippers you know um how strippers look. Yeah, take that, but an 11-year-old, and with a tiny bit more clothing on. But she's right next to her, and you can see, there's a very small patch of area where the female genitals are. Child sexualization. Wow. And then, next, they show a person wearing, basically skin-tight clothing and a shirt, I say, that cuts down to the breast, where the point that it's not showing nudity, but it's almost. Then she says they're trying to rile up QAnon conspiracy theorists. What? QAnon conspiracy theorists? Jesus! How are we trying to rile up QAnon conspiracy theorists? We're just saying, hey, this movie sucks, get that out of here, and then the left's like, no, actually, the movie's about, um, uh, it's about anti-child sexualization, and we're like, shut up, have you even watched the movie? Then she says the QAnon conspiracy theorists are becoming more and more prominent in the Republican Party. Yes, as opposed to, leftist conspiracy theorists who ran with the Trump-Russia collusion narrative. You know, that one that was proven false. Now, who were those again? It would be a shame if I went to the Young Turks YouTube channel and scrolled back to, say, 2016 and, found Trump colludes with Russia. Oh, let's see what you need to know about the Trump-Russia collusion. Let's see what it features. I wonder what it could be.
Hi, I'm Stacey.
Commercial, that's what. Wow, let's see. Oh.
And that based on Mueller's findings, there was not enough evidence to prove conspiracy, right?
Wow. But that was a year ago. Let's see what they 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 1 year ago. Putin. Shoot. Crud. Why do you not? God damn it! I can't find a thing. Here, ready? Just go listen to this. Oh, what's this?
He writes that while there was ample evidence of contacts between the Trump campaign and Russia as it carried out its social media influence and hacking campaigns, the evidence was not strong enough to support bringing criminal charges. So again,
Is that supporting that Russia helped the Trump campaign? Well, let's see.
and there were moments in the campaign where things were happening that were super questionable, but you have a high burden of proof here to prove or was not able to do that.
That's interesting. There were suspicious activities. It's almost like you said, Trump kind of colluded with Russia, but covered it up so nicely.
Yeah, and specifically, they say to prove that you would need to show not only that they were both working towards the sort of shared interests or helping out each other, but that there was a formal agreement between them, which is...
Wow, yeah, and what did they not prove again?
The bar that I don't think many people ever expected that you would find, like, a signed letter with, like, Trump's, like, ring seal in wax or something saying...
Yes, Well, let's see what they say.
Said a couple of weeks ago, and what we ended up getting. Barr keeps using the term collusion. Mueller does not use that term. Barr uses it because Trump uses it, because it's a purposefully vague thing that has little connection to actual law.
You could also say Barr uses it because Trump uses it is also a vague connection, and it has little to do with the case. You know.
Conspiracy is a different thing, and you can do all sorts of things that look extremely unethical or arguably criminal that do not rise to the level of a criminal conspiracy.
Wow. It's almost like you just said, yeah, Trump was colluding with Russia, but he wasn't, he wasn't in a conspiracy with Russia. But what was this about? Oh yeah, how the Young Turks is hypocritical in saying there's only saying right-wing conspirators are taking over the party and they're evil, even though they should also be denouncing left-wing conspirators, like say in the Trump-Russia collusion, but then they'd have to denounce themselves. Oh, by the way, this is a 20-minute long video, and I'm not going to go do that. So I'm just gonna go do a short video. But okay, it's, so the Young Turks is stupid. We've already established that. They're hypocritical, saying Trump did illegal activities with Russia, but not to the point of collusion. Child sexualization is good, but we haven't gotten to that yet. Okay, stop getting sidetracked. So the original person says QAnon has this ridiculous conspiracy. What's the conspiracy? I'm about to tell you. There's a cabal of satanic and pedophilia running the world. Well, I don't know if they're saying it's satanic, but yeah, I think we found out from Jeffrey Epstein that there is tons of pedos, running the world. And, I wonder who, is in charge, who got linked with this case, and it definitely wasn't Hillary, it wasn't Bill Clinton, or people like that, people who are big Democrats, or say, donated to the Democratic Party, or say, donated to the Young Turks. I mean, that'd just be ridiculous. Oh, and also, global sex trafficking ring. Again, Jeffrey Epstein. And she said, involving children. Yeah, this all sounds so familiar. Like, some rich Democrat was traveling kids to an island where he'd lock them up and do things with them with his thing. Yeah, it's almost like that happened. And then these big, powerful pedos are trying to plot against Trump. Now, who is it that's trying to plot against Trump again? I wonder. It's not Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders. I'm not saying any of them are, related to this case. But, big Democrat voters, big Democrat supporters. Yeah, I wonder if they're trying to plot against Trump. But and you're like, okay, well, that's not enough evidence. Let's see who's in Netflix boards. The Obamas. Oh, weren't they like a president or something like that? Weren't they both weren't they both Democrats, or I don't remember. Oh, that one Sundance person who was exposed to be a pedo. It's almost like there's a giant pedophile ring that are all Democrats. Who knew? Then she continues by saying Ted Cruz says, "Oh no, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Oh no, what's it called? The movie Cutie promotes pedophilia. It's almost like that's true." So she then goes, conservative provocateurs like Steven Crowder and conspiracy theorists like Alex Jones dedicated videos to calling out the leftist media that praised cuties. Writers and personalities from conservative publications like the Daily Caller and Breitbart also criticized the film's content. Well, let's see what she has to say about that. But they do. So the movie is filled with child sexualization, but they do say it's bad. I mean, they don't directly go out, but they just show a bunch of people frowning. That's it. That's the only thing. That's the only thing in the movie that says child sexualization is bad. While the movie is filled with it, but also a pedophile's dream is still in the movie. So then she says, let me reiterate that the whole film's point is to draw attention to child sexualization. Again, oh yes, I'm gonna go murder someone and say, guys, don't murder people, otherwise you'll go to jail. See, if I'm here, I'm a murderer and I tell you not to murder people and I murdered someone to set an example. See? Don't murder people. It makes no sense. But also, is the only way to convey that message by having them do it? No. No, you could just say her getting addicted to that and someone helping her or her seeing them, and then guess what? Them getting in trouble for it. Or, her being afraid to, guess what? Not do it, but then, guess what? They all get caught. Oh, wow! Except, where's the plot in that? I mean, we want more views instead of, condemning child sexualization in a correct way. So after that, they say that context certainly matters. as she films on the right with a girl twerking. But of course, conservative leave that context out. How are we leaving it out? Dude, every single video I've done on cuties, I've mentioned it's supposed to be anti-child sexualization, but it ends up doing the exact opposite. Seriously, give me one conservative video, one mainstream, widespread conservative video that doesn't say it's anti-child sexualization, or it says it is sexualizing children. Here's the reason why. Not, oh yes, the movie is completely for child sexualization. Not, okay. Basically, what she's saying is they're either saying the movie is completely for child sexualization, or they're taking the dance scenes out of context. No, they're not. They are not, seriously. But also, how can you hate a party so much that you're willing to defend the movie Cuties, a movie based off of child sexualization? Seriously? Here, let's go to YouTube. Let's go to youtube.com. Let's go see the Cuties movie trailer. Wow, I wonder how hypersexualized it will be. So it starts with some Islamic girl, and then guess what? Oh no, twerking. What can you assume? And also, most of the videos were actually made before the release, and a new ton of them were made after the release, saying, yeah, it's child sexualization. But, let's see if I can find the scene on the stage. Wow, in the entire thing, they don't show any anti-child sexualization. I wonder why so many, conservative things, posted before the actual movie, thought that way. And also, seriously, one party can't, just say, okay, whatever, child sexualization is bad. Both parties can't just agree that that's correct. I swear, America's more divided than ever. Also, have you ever noticed how the Young Turks never takes responsibility for anything? They just blame conservatives. Oh, well, the conservatives were misleading us. No, you're supposed to do your own research. And then she says, oh, well, they're just trying to make it a film that sexualizes children. Again, have you even seen the trailer? And again, have you even seen the movie? There's one scene that doesn't. There's one scene of the judges of dance composition frowning. That's it. That's all there is. So you tell me what it is. And also, there's no anti-child sexualization in the trailer. So tell me where they're getting that idea from. Oh yeah, the trailer and the movie. So then she says, Ted Cruz is saying Netflix is trying to profit from the sexual exploitations of young children through its latest film, Cuties. That's not right. As a parent, I find this disturbing. Okay, what's she gonna say bad about this? Oh, also, you're not gonna go tweet about, or talk about any of the leftists, Tulsi Gabbard. I can continue if you'd like. No, seriously, I can. Tulsi Gabbard, I know for one. Shoe on Head, I can think of more. I can also do research, but whatever. Tulsi Gabbard said she didn't like it, and there should be a formal investigation into the people who created this movie, and the people on Netflix's board, like the Obamas. Oh, well, she does talk about Tulsi Gabbard. Oh, what did she call her, though? Ooh, what does she call her? What does she say?
Then you have another right-winger, Tulsi Gabbard, tweeting, Cuties will certainly whet the appetite of pedophiles and help fuel the child sex trafficking trade.
Tulsi Gabbard, a right-winger? Here, I'm gonna go check who ran in the Democratic debates again. Can't remember if it was Tulsi Gabbard. And so she then says one for sex trafficking victims or children, and it happened to her friend. She said, Netflix, you are now complicit. Hashtag cancel Netflix. And I think they lost like $9 billion because of this. I also thought the left was against giant corporations. Like, say, Netflix. Then she says most of the people who have these criticisms haven't watched the film. Well, I have. It's garbage. And there's only one scene that denounces child sexualization, which doesn't give an outright message. Are you gonna give me background where, that critic from Sundance Film Festival rated it number 1 and then got arrested for pedophilia? And was separate from the Cuties incident? Are you gonna talk about that? Because I would say that's pretty evident. That's pretty evident that pedophiles like it. Or are you going to give me background where 611-year-old came in to audition for the movie? What the hell? So she doesn't even provide a movie clip. She doesn't do anything like that. Guess what? She provides the description of the movie, which means fuck all. Cuties is a French film that critiques society's sexualization of girls. The movie follows an 11-year-old Senegalese girl living in Paris who dreams of joining a local dance critique. She decides to protest her parents' strict household and joins the other girls in dancing their way through competitions, trying to make a name for themselves. Now, let's see what happens when you watch the trailer. That dancing is twerking. So then she says, I want someone else's opinion, Jake's opinion, and he says, first of all, there's no legitimate Republican Party. Jesus. Because we are anti this movie means we're not legitimate. Okay, well, I guess you could say the same thing about the 2016 election and Russian collusion. So there's no legitimate left-wing party anymore. But also, you want to start it out like that? First of all, Republicans don't exist. They're illegitimate. They're a fake party. They're too anti-me, so they're not a real party. You could have just said that, and it'd be equally as stupid. Then he says, if you find any reporter, he says with sarcasm, and they say mainstream Republicans, they're basically lying to you. Meaning, real reporters, nah, they're just lying to you. I mean, reporters lying about Republicans? I mean, I would never. I mean, I don't know a single news agency that doesn't rhyme with MSNPC or CNN. I don't know any news agency that would lie about Republicans. Then he says, which mainstream Republicans doing what? Ted Cruz, I can't really make fun of him that much because I do the exact same thing, but Jesus Christ. You have multiple million subscribers, and this is what they're subscribed to? Jesus. So he then waits 5 seconds to come up with a lie, and then can't even come up with a good one, saying Ted Cruz is a senator, and he did something, and a person is part of the Trump family, and but also, you just said, that was a paraphrase, but he said that Republicans are popular. Wait a sec, I thought Republicans didn't exist. I thought they were illegitimate, so how can they be popular and illegitimate? I'm confused. Then he says, people saying 2,000 Muslims dead isn't enough? 2,000 more? Please give me one example. Please. I don't know who said that. No, seriously. Who said that? Source needed. But also, how does this have anything to do with cuties? Oh, it disproves Republicans. Well, by that very logic, it disproves Democrats, because, who was the party who supported slavery again? Oh yeah, the Democrats. Meaning the Democrats are an illegitimate party, and Republicans are also illegitimate. Meaning we need to start a new party. Total lunatics. No, that's a direct quote. What I was mocking him for earlier, he does. What the hell? But also, to make that connection, that means all Republicans would have to be the same. So, that's interesting. Let's see. I wonder, so you're telling me the alt-right is no longer dangerous. It's not more dangerous than the right. Meaning meaning the alt-right is just an illegitimate term, because if every Republican was a lunatic, the alt-right wouldn't exist. But also, for someone to be considered a lunatic, they'd have to go against cuties, and also have had to say that, just to say that they're a lunatic, for that single person. Then he says the film is against sexualizing young kids. Uh, Well, if it is, which it claims to be, um, it does an awful job because it does exactly what it's against. Even if it's supposed to bring awareness. I mean, you could have adults pressuring children to do that, and then, have conflicts about whether or not to join them, and end up learning from some other kids who joined them that we don't get to see on camera, but it's heavily inferred that, guess what? They turned out to be bad. They got killed, or they got addicted to drugs, or anything. But they don't care about what's true. Okay. Have you seen the have you even watched the trailer? And later earlier the Young Turk said most of these people criticizing haven't even seen the movie. Yes, as you show complete ignorance on what almost all the movie's about. I guarantee you, if you asked him how many scenes, denounced child sexualization, he'd say, "Oh, almost all of them." So then he says, Ted Cruz and I forgot who else pretend that the movie is child porn. Have you seen the movie? Have you seen the trailer? Jesus Christ. But according to Fox News, a dancing scene was so graphic that they had to edit it out to actually be able to show it. So either Fox News is afraid of showing how anti-child porn the thing is, or it's actually child porn. And allegedly there's a scene with the blonde girl dancing topless, allegedly. And he said it's one of the most outrageous accusations you've ever seen. I can think of something. The quid quo pro with Ukraine, the Russia collusion. Trump is worse than Hitler. Trump's a fascist. Trump's a Nazi. I can go on if you'd like. And then he says, they play the clip of the girls dancing that Ted Cruz just commentated about. Yes, except, what you say earlier? Oh yeah, that Republicans, guess what? Republicans are ignoring context. And, what they just play? Oh yeah, context. So then he says, well, then the Fox News executives should be arrested. It's called hyperbole, idiot. No, seriously, it's called hyperbole. Not everything is literal. But also, don't talk about how it was edited or how it had to be cleaned up to actually be shown. Don't talk about any of that. Yeah, because Fox News evil. And then they say it's so transparently disingenuous that that we have the clip. Okay, let's see if it's from the trailer or the movie, so I can see if they actually watched the movie and they're not complete hypocrites. So, okay, so actually they did watch the movie. And meaning they're completely incompetent and, are blind. Then she says it's jarring about how it's making about this election. And previously in the video, they said, oh, Trump was a predator. They implied it, saying Trump joked about coming into a room when they were half naked. Yeah. And, who's making about the election again? Oh, yeah, you. So let's say they're feeding the QAnon conspiracy theories, but also, these are the people who are saying, they're walking into random pizzerias saying they own a child sex trafficking ring. You do have the right to do that. As long as you don't legally file a claim, you still have the right to do that. But also, So she's bringing up a pizzeria, which was Hillary Clinton's favorite. So he brought in an assault rifle, even though it was a carbine, and fired one shot, which landed in a closet, and asked to see the basement, and then left. Where are you getting that this is a QAnon conspiracy theorist? How do you know this couldn't just be a fake robbery? I mean, seriously, give me any evidence that this is a QAnon conspiracy theorist. Give me any evidence that he asked to see the basement. Really. And how is that evidence of he was a QAnon conspiracy theorist? It isn't exactly. So then they say, "Oh, well, there are ramifications to this, but they don't care." Okay, let's play your little game. Okay, it's a QAnon conspiracy theorist who was accusing the business of child sexualization who shot a shot, right? Okay, yeah, that's a ramification of people saying that Hollywood and DC elitists are pedophiles. Sure, why not? But pedophiles do exist in Washington and Hollywood. Harvey Weinstein. Shoot. Here, let's just go search someone in government from the past 10. Oh, Bill Clinton. There we go. I mean, he's not a pedophile, but close enough. Let's just go Google this. Let's see. Oh, Nathan Larson. Oh no. Oh no. Look, I found one. So you're saying that there's no people in Hollywood, Harvey Weinstein, Nathan, I already forgot his name, but seriously, it does exist, and even if those are ramifications of it, I wouldn't say they're justified, but they are legitimate. Then they say they're gonna rile up some of the most unhinged people in this country. Unhinged. Name one time or a right wing. Name one right wing riot from the past 10 years. Oh, right. There aren't any. Except for Charlottesville, but those were a mix of right wing and left wing, so you can't completely blame that. But also, if you look at the left wing protesters, fully ready in shields, so yeah. The right wingers knew they were going to get their heads smacked in, so they were both there. So you can't claim, oh, it was completely right wing's fault. No, it was also the left wing. Also, as opposed to, the people who shot the Trump supporter in Portland, shooting at Trump supporters in Seattle. Unhinged, yes. Dangerous, yes. And I still thought most of them wanted to get rid of guns. Also, what about James Hotchkiss? He was a Bernie supporter and also liked TYT. Does that mean your rhetoric is dangerous? Oh, I think it does. So Netflix definitely made it look like child porn, but guess what? The poster is in the film. That's not a joke. So yeah. So then they say, "Oh, well, girls on the street dancing, looking like they're having a good time." Yeah. Now look at the American poster. Uh-oh, there's big differences. So when Netflix promoted it, they used the American poster, which is in the movie. The trailer, all the scenes are in the movie. So how could have they misrepresented the film if they used shots from the movie? Exactly, they can't. So then they said Amy becomes fascinated with the twerking dance crew. That was their original bio. Oh, and I can say, yeah, she absolutely does. But even if that's not what the movie's about, why did Netflix put the bio? And then why did that happen? And basically, we're halfway done, so that's what I'm gonna call it. But also, QAnon conspiracy theorists being hypocrites. Sure, most conspiracy theories haven't been proven true, But what about that one saying Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile? Oh yeah, wasn't that a conspiracy theory? Oh yeah, it was. End of video, bye.